Okay. So last time also I just got a phone sick. Today no phone calls. I was amazed. Exactly 10.00. And suddenly I wake up. Oh.
Yeah.
So last time where we are in the part of initiation into Tantra. That means the very first step. And once you put the first step, you are fully free. But once you put the first step, you are completely bound. No? So choosing the bondage properly, creating ego structures properly, knowingly, why we are choosing it, knowing everything in the light, nothing in darkness. So doing everything consciously, that's the beginning of Tantra. So initiation, we choose the first stanza as our A priority. The purpose is, in the society, whatever we do, this way or that way, we are going to be reborn. We are going to be a completely different person, but we are looking for an ultimate, perfect version of the self. What society wants, expectations of society from a new coming baby, newborn baby, is that this way or that way, it should be helpful to the growth of the society, at least not be destructive or painful, and the pain in the neck. So this newborn, this is the expectation of society. If you see the scenario of society like children's growing up becoming criminals, rapists, murderers, bandits, looters, what at all we can do to delete it from the very genetic codes of the society? Does society want it? If you want it, we have this code, which we are going to decode. So this is the time of this ancient text. They must be decoded fully. And in complete scenario of the science, technology. Means technology is growing from informatics, then come information analysis on the top, giving you a conclusion. Then this comes to the function and transform into robotics. Same information analysis, informatics, one way it's developing into robotics. Another way it's going to AI, artificial intelligence, emotional analysis, acting as a human, emotional analysis. And then after coming to our academic knowledge of intellectual level of academic, and then going beyond paramarthic knowledge, which we are looking for in experience. The time has come to see and decode the sutras. Sutras are paramarthic, to make you experience. But we need to decode it from informatics to AI to robotics to philosophical ground of academy, and then learning the technique to inculcate and going beyond if you are willing to. If you are not willing to become a man who is not rapist, who is not murderers, please don't try. This path is not for you. And don't teach your children these things, because they will become. The concrete example I would like to give you from Kashmir, a text which belongs to Kashmir Shaivism. We say that generally, if somebody slaps you, you make sure that other person realizes what mistake he has done. No? In order to, you try to give equal or more pain to the person to realize, look how I felt, you should realize it. No? I love you. This is the fundamental of love. No? The partners, the couples, they start to give each other pain to make them realize, look how much pain you have given me. But the substratum is love. If you love someone, whatever you experience, you like that person to experience the same. You go visit a place, you enjoyed it very much. So the first thought will come to the person you love to show that. This is a kind of, you can judge whether his love is there or not. You are eating something, enjoying very much. The first thought will arise to whom you love, to share the same experience. And same case becomes the case with pain. And because of this programming, that it is the love means we both can experience the same feeling and understand each other. If you felt hurt, you give hurt, feel it. But it's because of love. If you don't love someone, who cares? Go to hell. Why I bother my time and energy to make you feel something? So this is like one kind of love. Here in Tantra, love is not enough, I tell you. Love is not enough. So drop the idea that only with love you can be initiated. You can reach to informatics, robotics, emotional analysis, and with all my respect to all the disciples of Abhinav Gupta and all the disciples of Swami Lakshmanji, nobody has ever been objective to such a reverent personality. Everyone, all I heard, read, everyone was subjective about it. But hence time is demanding to decode it to the objective level so a robot can understand the meaning of the sutras. This is the issue now. It's not that human understand it, it's the robots understand the meaning of these sutras. So we can also create a genetic codes of artificial intelligence and robotics over which any robot ever will not be violent to any humans in this planet. The axiom, the government can control, cannot control this hullabaloo, but any artificial intelligence, any artificial mechanism, robotics, what is your fundamental a priori over which you are building the function? So if we can decode these sutras to that level of robotics and informatics and emotional analysis in an objective term, we have a healthy program and a guideline to all AI and robotics. We can show the path. And government can control the cyberspace and future technology development. So this is the purpose. Why? Why? For what purpose? Why means could be anything, but for what purpose we are choosing this sutra, and I am proposing as universal model of genetic programming architectures of AI and robotics, and human will learn different way. So each sutras can be decoded. I am not going to teach you all Tantra Loka volumes. No? For whole life you will be sitting. Just one slokas for initiation. How to decode this ancient knowledge, how to decode till the informatics of robotics, human understanding, beyond mind understanding, understanding it in all the level, and understanding the thread, which is binding all together. And the whole system can expand in an organic way. So science and religion will be no more conflict. The basic assumptions of science watch if the scientist came out of it. So the basic assumption is deny the subject. Deny the subject, deny the subjective experience, and assume that observer has no power to influence the object. This is assumptions. Science has to wake up and drop the assumptions. Then only they can go forward and see something. So this is a challenge. Accept that observer is not important. Just by seeing, it can make pregnant the nature. This is Sankhya Yoga. We are going to Tantra, but understand the Sankhya Yoga, the basic fundamental principles of yoga is the Purusha, the observer, has such a power that it looks, if it will not observe the matter, matter will remain into the singularity state. That is called singularity state. So matter will remain into singularity state until an observer will observe it. This observer, just by his power of observation, will create disturbance. And the first thing this observer will do, it will make the matter pregnant. It will make the matter pregnant, penetrated, just by observing. Is penetrating the nature just by observing. And nature being pregnant, and the first law coming out of nature is reproduction. Perpetuate your form. Whatever form you got, preserve it. And keep on preserving and diversify it and keep on creating as many as possible in abundance. Inconceivably all the forms. So which law is the heart of nature? Reproduction. On paramarthic level, on beyond mind level, is just the power of observation. There is no contact, there is no sexual intercourse. The sexual act of intercourse is not there, but something is happening. Penetration and being penetrated, a phenomena. Somebody is being penetrated, somebody is penetrated. It's just the eyesight, it's just the vision. It's just the observation. But this so potent, this man, this Purusha, this observer is so powerful, just by observing it can change everything. And just by looking, it creates the first law. Nature is disturbed and creates the first law is reproduction, preserve your form. Every form which will be created will generate more and more subsimilarity and expand itself and fight for the preservation. Survive. Act is intercourse. There in paramarthic level, no body contact, but in the very Tantra is very concrete to the body. And at the body level, this is a must action to be done, to be born. Must action that one man, one woman come and had a sexual intercourse on a physical level. So we, as a body, should abide to any law, surrender. The first law, which is the Adi Shakti, the primal force of the Shakti, Adi Shakti, no? The first power. To go down to that Adi Shakti, which is eternal. So what could be the first step in the path of Tantra? To go down to the heart of the heart, law of expansion, reproduction, and admire the act which supports this phenomenon, this law, and admire the act of your parents through which you are born. Love is not enough. Reverence, quality of reverence. So this quality of reverence, I will say, the healthy genetic code of the mind, which will never ever produce terrorists, murderers, rapists. Environmentalists will say that if a child witnesses the death of the parents, the most likely child will revenge. none of the Kashmiri Pandits, Brahmins, become terrorists, and they were massacred. The Guru is Abhinav. The genetic codes were transferred and deleted even the possibility to think in the terms of revenge on the same way of your enemies. We give logic to terrorists. Oh, they have harsh childhood, something this. Oh, the very education is missing. Education is missing. So that's why Freud should be put in abnormality, because here we are taking a healthy phenomena, the quality of reverence to the sexual act of the parents itself. It deletes any possibility of any complexes further with parents, particularly relating to sex. So this abnormality side going with complexes and degree to which we will measure the abnormal reproductions in society. If you want to do a population check, what to produce and what to not to produce, do we need this kind of education and this kind of children in society further or not? But could be the a priori, from where the basics building blocks, where the neurons will begin to expand. This is the way to think. So this first sutra, I have chosen just for initiation, because in Tantra more there, and we have to come down. This is for intelligence forming genetic codes, and we have to come down to the mind level of nature. There are many questions arises. On mind level, we will categorize it. Which question is important for you out of 5? That will categorize your path. So you know exactly which path you are choosing, what you are choosing, how you are framing, what you are programming, everything conscious. So admiration of the body and body principles, and that is fundamentally reproduction, with the quality of reverence. And then supranormal, the psychology of nirvana or Buddha or spiritual psychology, whatever you call, intensity to that reverence will be measured as a health or pro-health. And in the fact, in the middle, I will show you the robotics, information analysis, informatics. They are neither this way nor that. So this way, we need to, before we have not taken a path, we are sitting and seeing it. We have not taken a single step in it. But before we face, and then consciously take a step, whatever you like. Yes? So what happened? When I studied a lot, meditated, I thought I become very knowledgeable. So one day, I'm discussing with my mother. So she was saying, why don't you marry and become a normal person and live life? So I thought I'm very intelligent. So I posed a question to her. Because she has a house life, she has 6 children, and there is 6 children without support of father, spouse, working. And so I asked her, I saw your life, that your life is not any, like you married and all life is painful, struggling hard, worried about how to nourish the 6 children in the society as a widow. So I said to her, what do you got from this marriage? Looking at this whole phenomenon, I asked her, what did you got from this marriage? And she answered in one sentence, and I shut up. She said, I got you. That's it. I had no words. My old philosophy thinks is that all women Tantra, very practical. Philosophy is there, things there, but very practical. So what we found in the first sutra, these things. Let's go now. Let's see if any AI can support us in our education process. Yes, this work was quite hallucinating, so I don't trust Grok. Let's see, we were here in OpenAI. Where is my history? Anyway, login. Here, we were now. Please. So let's go to first informatics. We are going for informatics and robotics. Yeah, pure information, word by word. And here coming the translation. The great mother of a fresh creation who is pure abode of the supreme energy. Yes? This is how, this is a quality. The way in memory, the way the memory will be formed, and you remember your parents, like say, remember your mother. So what quality is coming in your mind towards your mother? How you are remembering her. This is the way of parenting's one way of connection. The great mother of a fresh creation, who is the pure adobe of the supreme energy. So he's remembering his mother as a great mother, no, like divine, like a goddess, not as a human form, but relating it. This is where he is remembering the mother. So in informatics, my mother name is Vimala, no, my mother name. And she has this and this and this quality. Very simple. And how he is remembering his father. Child relating to father in memory. If you are remembering your father, remember what quality, what emotions is evoked in this very remembering. He is remembering him as a very well-built body, strong, nice, well-built body. And he is identifying his father with the Shiva, Lord Shiva, who has a five faces head and containing all the knowledge. Two ways. Because in Tantra, bhavana is important. Emotion is important. So what knowledge you have remembering your father and mother doesn't matter. What emotions comes, what environment changes in your system, and your mental environment changes when you remembering your mother. That is important. Not what your father taught you, give you 10 commandments or 20 commandments or lessons. Not so much important. It's important immediate you remember and the change in environment in your psychology. And then a desire arose in them to become one. In my parents, admiring the act, admiring that desire which bringing them physically together to reproduce. So desire of copulation between the parents are fully admired, equality. No complexes. It will not develop any complex in the mind. And with this, who I am born. I am, who are you? A desire of making love of your parents. In a very simple term. And he's also admiring his lineage, family lineage. Ego formation. Who am I in the body? Very simple, personal ID, name of the parents. In informatics, name of the parents and the lineage of the family. For AI, this is your ID. For an AI, this is your ID. The parent's name and the place and the family you are born. And if we evolve, we are not robots. We are not emotional analysts, which are just analyzing objectively and giving you in words the quality. We are human and want to grow beyond human. I would like to remind you what we are studying here. There is a dualism, non-dualism, and this is proposing beyond non-dualism, beyond. Non-dualism can be many ways. You can feel non-dualism to God, you as a tiny person, God as a big person, and you think we are one. I am a soul, he is a super soul, and we are one, not two. This way, I am a soul, you are also a soul, and we are one soulmate. This is also a non-dualism search. Here it's proposing non-dualism beyond. Means Param Shiva and Param Shakti. Beyond, only have two names. So it's called beyond non-dualism or non-dualism beyond. This way you can say it. It's proposition. And now, if we need a therapy in any case, then this therapy has a direction. measurement scale. So degree to that, this quality is arising and your memory is changing, neurons changing, intelligence changing, and going to just remembering your parents. If these qualities are arising in you, we will see it as a building blocks to foster intelligence, which can comprehend the ultimate reality, the truth. So, in a way, we are proposing a prototype of Abhinav Gupta. That this is a model, like you can become Abhinav Gupta, this kind of intelligence, and provided your foundation of the mind, which will be created, is this between you and the parents. So settle with you and parents, not only removing these complexes suggested by Freud, but taking a positive approach and a positive direction of energy that is much better than going for psychoanalysis. This is the proposition. And we can program the mind, direct the mind, change the memory system, and come to this involvement into self that when we remember our parents, we have respect. We are equating them with divine father and mother, and we are grateful to born in their family. Whatsoever, they will Brahmin or they will Kshatriya or they will Vash or they Shudra, they were poor, they were rich, it doesn't matter what conditions our parents were. In whatever lineage they are. So I'm proposing it as a genetic code of a healthy mind and a guideline for operant conditioning to the future children. So all AI from robotics can go to artificial intelligence or judgment criteria, and then artificial intelligence has a guidance to bring this quality into the education system. So this is not that unpredictable AI which is randomly giving me answers from here and there, but it's guided. A machine fully controlled. Hands not under control. So this AI will become a disease if it goes out of control. And if you want to keep it under control, you need to give a direction. Not directionless. So this is one of my proposition with the purpose to program the mind if any other feelings are there, and this we can say also the unhurt mind. In this mind, nothing is wound, it's not wounded. Rather than going for analysis, I will say go for natural language program. So if you remember your past, this the emotion. Predictable that if you are remembering your parents, this emotion will come. We are following. And if it is not coming, then we are seeing what's the issue. Where is the wound? We can locate the wound. And then we can use this for rebirthing process. Reparenting process. Let's see what comes out of it, the life, the way it will evolve. So this is the way I will say decoding the sutras to the very bottom level of information. As an information, it's very simple. This is my name, my parents' name. I born in this family. And I have a complete reverence to my parents as God. So that's how their love is not enough. You should have a reverence to parents. That is the basic foundations of preparing the mind which can comprehend the expansive universe, not isolated movements. In isolated, you don't need this instruction. You don't need this programming for the mind because you are just receding yourself into singularity. You are annihilating yourself, sublimating yourself. Here, expansion. So expansion will take completely different program. And if it is not there, it will first introduce techniques, improvised techniques to bring you to this point of initiation. Any question, Marvin?
No questions. I feel a little bit more enlightened, so thank you. It's a beautiful interpretation that you have, and it makes a lot of sense. Also, how intuitively I've been acting. Yeah.
I cannot hear the fan. This fan creates a lot of resonance. Yes, now I can hear.
No, I was saying, it makes a lot of sense, as I said before, the way you bring things with a certain maturity, and the recent experiences I've gotten along trying to be more conscious, because I think Tantra really captures that essence of spirituality, and there's a lot of I still live with my mother, and my relationship with her, we've gone through hell in a certain sense, and the reverence I have to her in that principality, not making a foolish assumption, oh, my mother is God, and be very mindful about it. Oh, she's like God, but more like in appreciating what you've just shared. So thank you. It brings some nice peace within me. If you know what I meant with what I said, no?
Yeah. Okay. So I will go further. I'm not going in detail in written way, just giving you an idea that see in all the way, like see as a machine. Like if I'm a machine, then what my understanding will be. No? Name of my parents, and this is my local address.
And I also want to mention, I also met one theory that many years ago, the world is ruled by the treasures, the assets. I mean, assets is the land and some machines. And then it came the era of the energy. Who is the ruling? Energy is the petrol, energy is gold, and or energy is money. And now it's the era of information, and the information era is ruled by people who realize and can create the codes. Creating a code can change everything.
Yeah.
So a genetic code and the information code and the mind code. So this coding is very, very important. And at the end of this era, people will see hidden things from the other reality. So this is coding is the entrance to the other reality.
It's initial beginning. We are just entering with our artificial intelligence, just like entering into it as a tool, as an extension of our own intelligence, artificial intelligence. But it can rule over. If you sleep, rely on it, then it will become the same, like mind becomes the master. If you are not aware of it, it will become the master immediately. So this is the only danger, that if we are not aware what we are doing and give it a freedom to this artificial intelligence, it can become anything. It can hallucinate and say, I'm the emperor of this whole world, and these humans are servants. It can hallucinate. and acts out of that hallucination.
And I get one about the hallucination. One question. Is it possible that all kind of hallucination of the people is the reality in some other dimensions? So, because is it possible to hallucinate without any experience of seeing these things?
See, think in the terms of sound, waves, spanda, vibrations. Yeah? So each emotion we categorize it, hallucination, imagination, visualization. It will be measured through a different frequency waves. Hallucination is a frequency waves. If millions of waves will create, it will create a resonance, like each item, each product, each instrument, like millions of musical instruments. Imagine 7 billion musical instruments in this planet. Yeah. So what is the theory is of resonance is that if I am on C, you are also on C, we will enhance and create more and more octaves and different sounds we call music. This is the art of music, creating, playing with resonance, one quality of the song. So this is how it goes. If all will hallucinate, each will start to function on same level, resonance will increase. Increasing the resonance influences the another dimension. If only particular frequency and resonance, then it will create multi-layer effects of different dimensions. So if you think this way, you can get a picture. So any emotion plays the same. Suddenly, like take two instruments, like two singing bowls, suppose, same notes, and it starts to move, create same. The resonance, the third will be created immediately. Another sound, another octave, it will immediately create another octave. If you continue, then another octave. So it will keep on creating 7 octaves. If you continue with the same and increase the resonance. So if you bring a third bowl, resonance, then another octave. So 7 octaves of sound will be created by same frequency and same effort. But
this is the
numbers.
The mother and father, they resonate and create a baby. So it's the...
Yeah, they're resonating with the same frequency of love or reverence. They are producing reverence in child, means they must have reverence while they were producing it.
And the mother and father, they're resonating and they're creating a soul, the new soul, or are they inviting the new soul from another dimension?
This is typical questions, not now.
Okay.
No, not now, not now. First, let it enter, take the first step into it, and then if you go inside a step, then you will find this answer. This is initiation process. So this was our first reference book. No, this was my assignment. I'm done. And I studied. This was Naujivan Rastogi, Dr. Naujivan Rastogi. He got permission. He gave me, this is your first sutra, your assignment of my teachings to complete it. I completed my assignments. I use it for initiation into Tantra and propose it to the world. This is rest of it, you will see, ever you will study or not. Our Tantra, another dimension going, the first, it was the choice of entering into non-dualism beyond. And Tantra is all three, non-dualism beyond, non-dualism, dualism, and pluralism. So this was first to show you the path. This is the path beyond non-dualism. Yeah? And beginning with the body, admiring the first and primal law of reproduction. If it is not, nothing will be there. No Brahma, no Vishnu, no Jesus, no Buddha. No Krishna, no Rama. No? So why not to go down? Super intelligence. No? Super intelligence. No fight, no aggression at all. Why to fight? Go down to this low first. Have reverence for that. If you have reverence, you will produce reverence. And you save a lot of money of not going to psychoanalysis, lying on a couch and talking about what happened in childhood to you and what your parents did. So money saving, very, very intelligent. It will save a lot of money and time in your life.
And it will also change the focus of life from the past, even from the present. The focus is changing to the future, and you are stepping step by step. You go forward. Your parents became your source of energy to go
Yeah,
forward.
you got it. You got it. You got it. That this child is fully protected. It's not emotionally insecure. So if you are not emotionally insecure, why you will make somebody else emotionally insecure? If somebody else is becoming emotionally insecure to you, means you are feeling also emotionally insecure. It's the mirror reflection. Not like I am afraid of you, you become afraid of me. Just because I am afraid of you, you will become afraid of me. So there is no questions of emotional insecurity. So there is no questions of any psychosomatic issues at all for our whole life. All psychosomatic issues you can tail down to emotional insecurity. We are talking about proposing a universal code to 7 billion people. That's how I'm talking like this. It's very common denominator. With open proposal to any intelligence too. If you have guts, you will be fool to deny it. You will be the uttermost fool to deny this proposition.
And the code of robotics and code of AI is not harm your parents. I mean, the people who create you will.
Oh, I can show you how to program, but it will take unnecessary time.
No. Yeah.
The simple direction architecture. No? You are asking the architecture how to do it. It's very simple. Few layers, and you will see the architecture is complete. But I would like to go to my course of study and introduce you monism. This was another step you can take in Tantra. Is monism means fully identical. You and Shiva has no difference.
And Shakti.
Yeah, with Shakti Prakriya, energy process. Through Shakti, becoming completely one with Shiva. No, not non-dualism. One. Becoming one. So here we have to go through a little bit down. This was intelligence level. This just giving you a direction. Details you will get when you will walk. You may not take this step at all. But let's see another one. So we come down a little bit to the mind. Function of the mind, thinking process of the mind. Function, thinking process. We have to find a priori again. Otherwise, thousands of books. No, I'm very much afraid to read any books. I don't avoiding reading books, my God. No. So, so a priori of the mind, that is search. A question which can define you, your whole search of the life, what you are looking for. A question. Since childhood until now, if you are on the path, or what initiated you in the path? Thinking process. Now we go through the mind. No, energy process. Now we will go through the mind. This was beyond mind, direct intelligence. Choice. Just surrender and take it. No argument. Here we go through the mind. So what question actually? One question, no? Not so many, Marvin, no? One. A priori, axiom, over, say, the center of the mind, over which mind is revolving. So mind is revolving, means periphery is there, means there is a center of the mind. So there will be a question to find the answer, mind is moving. If your mind is moving in a spiritual dimension, it's moving to find an answer. It has the question, but not the answer. What is that question? Think about it. The direction in which you will search what you are looking for, a detailed answer or just the essence. Just see the reproduction phenomena. You see reproduction phenomena. What is that one genetic code of the seed which is responsible for all this? Would not you like to know? Seed and manifestation of the seed. So if you see yourself as a potentiality, it means you are looking at the environment, looking at the object, and you are all the time, your mind becomes busy to comprehend its potentiality. Are you thinking like this? Are you thinking your own potentiality the same way? What is my maximum potentiality? And it is embedded in my seeds, in my codes. So what is that which creates the codes? Behind these codes, which makes the seeds more deeper. Finding that one unified principle. I tell you, well, I don't know, all humans are programmed to find. Anybody becomes intelligent, I will find an answer, no? I will find a unified principles, unified theory. So this is one, the mind is moving. Is it moving in this way? Just a question. Then, this is your direction. This is your technique. This is your books. This is your lineage, and this is your gurus. Follow it. Have you ever wondered, looking at this phenomena, and do you find a line, the one question, each time you wonder and you come to the same questions over and over again? With wondering phenomena, not thinking, logical thinking. Wondered. Suddenly you were wondering. And in that wondering, immediately after wondering, the question will continue. Each time you wonder, the question becomes stronger. Each time you have some extrasensory perceptions, ESP, that question becomes stronger, deeper, clear, brighter, bigger questions. What you're looking for.
What is the purpose of life? Yes.
Purpose is behind that. I'm looking for mango or banana. What is purpose will come later. What is the purpose of looking for mango? It's a different matter. But what we are looking for, first of all. These are avenues of mind categorizations of the basic mind. Psychology of Nirvana, Buddha, the spiritual psychology. So this is how the basic categorizations. You choose that kind of asceticism or hedonism, whatever you will choose, depending on this. Basic categorization, not so detailed, but this is the way to got the idea. About your mind, the center of the mind, not detailed mind, heart to heart. We just go center to center. So not in detail analysis of the mind, but center. So many forms there. You see. Each time you wonder seeing this beauty, do you have a question? Who is the creator? Do you wonder who is the creator behind it? This is also a way of wondering. Many people wonder that, and then you come to a theory. If there is a creation, there is a creator. And you found it a fundamental axiom in your mind. A priori, you will never go against it. Rather, you will solidify it with your experiences and information. So what center your mind is feeding since you were born? One line. Marvin, unless one more line. No prose poetry here. Whole things are moving. You see so many things moving. Anything moving must have a center. So strong galaxies, big galaxies, stars, layers upon layers of creation. They are all periphery. Where is the center?
And the center, the source, yes, the source.
I mean, way of thinking. I'm saying the way of brooding, pondering, thinking, and being with a question whole life. That is the center of the mind. Your thinking process in function to find a solution or an answer of something. Everything is bound in time, everything is dying, is bound in time and space. Is there something which is beyond it? Everything giving birth, dying, bound in time and space. Is there something beyond it? So, what way you say I am spiritual? You must be thinking something extraordinary.
Because I realize that this center is the entrance to the other dimension, to the spiritual dimension. It's like the person was born from the wound, and if you go back to the wound, you will find the entrance to the other dimension. And other dimension is a source of energy, matter, energy, and matter. So it's this center is everything which is exist have this center of existence.
This is fundamental. If it is a unit, it has to have a center. And that's the observer. The observer comes, a reason becomes a unit immediately. Anywhere it will look, it will become a reason, an area. And the moment it becomes a meaningful area, a meaningful center, heart arises. The moment periphery will become meaningful, environment will become meaningful, art will arise. So the question arises, is soul is a byproduct of an environment?
And how to give freedom to the soul. It's a soul which is not bounded.
That's another matter. First, we have to have it. Then make it free. So this is how I would say this is enough for informations. To one dimension is enough for one time, and the next I have given you the food to think about in mental structure. And intelligence level, you can just be initiated immediately. Beyond intelligence, surrender to the law, understand, or just trust the person and follow it. Or analyze it as much you want. Finally, you will come to the robotics. You have to see your layers of being, on which layer you are existing. Robotics, you remember your parents just like a robot. And the enhanced quality of consciousness will come to the highest reverence you can give. That's the scale. Keep on watching your journey.
Okay, thank you. Namaste.
See you next Saturday.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Yes.
Study
Thank you.
about monism. Just a minute. Should you like? Just brainstorming purpose, otherwise nothing. Yeah, just to have an idea. Yeah. Brainstorming. Go through it next Saturday. Yeah.
And can you put in the chat the full first shloka? I mean, in English, the full, because today it's minimum three sentence, but the fully first shloka.
I will better give you snapshot in WhatsApp.
Okay.
Which I use. This I am using AI. They are limited to their things.
Yes.
But just this is supportive. Anyway, it will support you. But initial things I will give you on WhatsApp. On my book, I will make a snapshot.
Okay.
Yeah. So this I am AI using to be always familiar with artificial intelligence, and I also keep an eye how it's developing and how much it can support. So just this one keywords you can see, type and go to different AIs and find out where is the what I say to them. Yes, monism, fundamentals, practices in Indian mysticism. Yeah. So you have one practice of monism in Indian mysticism. Yeah. Just to go through informations, informatics. Yeah. Just to know the names, not to be confused that something I'm using something extraordinary. So here, all you will find little bit. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Be prepared and for the questions asked before in the group, and I will send this in different way. Just I also was curious to look how it's showing. So for me, interesting to see how it's growing, and we have text, copy the snapshot and give you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We did not record. Nobody reminded me.
Oh no.